Alrighty, you guys. Thanks for tuning in to Real Talk and Whatnot once again. I am sorry for the late episode. Lots going on in my life. There's some commercials coming out. You know, I might be a star in a commercial. Who knows? Maybe not the best subject or the subject that I would have hoped I would be a star for. But anyways, I just want to say thank you again for tuning in to Real Talk and Whatnot. I am your host, Micah Diele, and this is a podcast where I highlight the talented individuals who live within the Central Valley, as well as people in general who are passionate about what they do. And if you're watching this on YouTube, I just want to say I appreciate you watching it on YouTube. However, I would really appreciate it if you could go to whatever podcast app you have. So if that's Spotify or Apple Podcasts or Deezer or whatever else you watch your podcast in, go watch it on there. Or if you don't have to watch it, obviously, but you just download the episodes because that's really going to help out the show. So I just want to say, please do that. And if you aren't downloading them and you're listening to them, please download them because that really helps out me and helps out the algorithm and gets more people to watch them. Once again, I want to shout out my sound guy, Duffy. He's killing it with the game. And that's pretty much it. I'm going to keep this one a little shorter than normal. And let's get to this episode. So this episode was a blast. I truly enjoyed it. I had my mom and dad on as well as my fiance. And I just wanted to ask them questions, kind of celebrate my birthday, which was almost a month ago now. But that's how far in advance we record these things. But it was a really fun episode, and I just enjoyed having them here, even though they just made it a bigger deal than what I felt like it was necessarily needed to be. Like, they're like, oh, we're on a podcast, don't be nervous, you know. But it was like, hey, it's just me, your son, having a conversation with you guys. And my mom even called me the next day, was like, I have podcast regret. And I'm like, Bernadine, you're thinking too much about it. It was a great episode. I thoroughly enjoyed the conversations we had. Talked about the difference of them in high school compared to us in high school. It was just a really fun conversation, and I'm really glad that I had the chance to have them on. So without further ado, please welcome Greg and Bernadine Diele. This is it. Real talk and whatnot.
Real talk. That's it. Real talk. Real talk. Real talk.
Alrighty, it's my birthday podcast. It'll come out a lot later than my birthday, but I have my beautiful parents with me and my beautiful fiance. Mom, Dad, why don't you introduce yourselves?
Well, yes, my name is Greg Diele. I help create Micah, and I can say it. I'm 59 years old or young, and I happen to have the privilege of introducing my wife here, Bernadine.
I'm Bernadine Diele. I gave birth to Micah Diele. You are the reason.
What time?
2:30 a.m. I had to look that up.
2:30 a.m.?
Yeah, in the baby book.
So I was almost March 24th?
Yeah.
We could have both been 24th babies.
Almost. It was the worst birth of my experience, but out of all three kids, I'm just saying that right now. But anyway, I am Bernadine.
The worst birthday.
Out of all three kids. I used to be Bernadine Rogers, and I married this man 35
now you're
years
Diele,
ago.
and that means something.
And it means something.
Yeah, you got that. Zach, you got that.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, Duffy, you got that.
And
Duffy got
Oh,
that.
Duffy
Yeah,
got that
exactly.
too.
And so I thought a fun thing would just be like, so how did you guys meet?
High school. We are high school sweethearts.
Mhm.
We were high school sweethearts. I was a freshman.
No,
No.
it was our sophomore year.
Okay, I'm going to start this over. I was a freshman. I saw him by the lockers.
What was your first impression of Greg?
He had really
Diele?
great hair.
Ooh.
He had this really long
I-
hair. I didn't know him. I was a country girl. It was when East Campus and North Campus was separated. Freshmen all went by themselves. A friend of mine, Debbie, told me who he was. And then, so it was this like ongoing.
He's a Diele. That
Who
means
is?
something.
Yeah, right. And I was just an Aggie Okie girl, right? So anyway, freshman year went on, and then we became sophomores. And then you can tell the story.
And then, so I get that same friend coming across the quad, and
So Debbie was a mutual friend?
Debbie
Yeah.
was a mutual
Uh-huh.
friend, and she comes across the quad, and so of course she's over there. She goes, "You see so and so over there?" And I says,
Was she
"Who is that?"
posing?
And no, she wasn't posing. Of course, back then, you're busy talking to somebody because you don't want to be noticed. Or
No
anything
phones,
like
no
that.
nothing.
No, yeah,
it's just negative, Micah. But yeah, that's how I remember. And then looking across, going, "Oh, okay, yeah, I could do that. That's no problem. That's no problem there. Yeah. Let's see how this will work. Yeah.
Yeah.
And how did it work out?
Yeah. Who asked you out on a date?
You did.
Yeah.
Yeah. She asked me.
Because I waited around for a really long time. He wasn't going to ask me. So I asked him to a Sadie's Hawkins dance,
Sadie's
right? The
Hawkins,
girl asked the
yeah.
guy.
Yeah. That was in
Nothing better.
February, I think.
Yeah. And then
Yeah,
we
so
went on our very first date, and we were we double dated with Gary Arzamendi, and I don't know who.
Kathy Novotny.
Oh, Kathy Novotny.
We weren't supposed to drop names, but we're dropping
Okay.
Gary will love it. It's all good. Shout out Gary Arzamendi, RZ Grill.
Yes, RZ. In the back
Get him
of
to
the
share my podcast.
red Cadillac.
podcast.
Red Cadillac.
Yep.
That was our first date.
Duty's Cadillac.
Duty's Cadillac.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
yeah.
It was
And then,
so-
okay, there was, so back in high school, there was smoking sections for you
Yeah.
guys.
Yeah.
But like, so could you smoke if you were like, what was the age
Yeah.
limit? 18 still?
No, there was no
Yeah.
limit. You
Really?
could smoke. If I wanted, I had
So
friends.
on your break of you're a freshman in high school,
yeah,
you
you
could
could
go
go
out and smoke a cigarette.
Even at
So did the rooms just reek of?
Kind of, yeah.
Well, when
And if you wanted
when
to talk
kids
to
would
a
come
friend
in.
and they're smoking, you had to go in the line, but it was like a like tape. And then
Vaping
you
section,
couldn't, you
imagine
smoking couldn't go outside that line.
No.
But
So-
it was
You
on
had-
school campus.
Oh
On
yeah,
campus.
on campus.
And
It
then
was,
they even
it was
Man.
crazy.
They set up
It was
ashtrays and
really
everything.
crazy.
Big old, cylinder blocks, and those are your ashtrays.
Yeah, it was.
That's so wild.
So yeah,
To
and-
Yeah.
When you think
yeah.
about now.
15, 16,
Senior-
17,
yeah.
18-year-olds just
Who
smoking.
smoke
Especially,
cigarettes.
like-
Smoking
And so
cigarettes.
people like I smoked a few times,
Oh,
multiple times, because I had
Bernadine.
friends in the smoking section.
Bad girl.
Yeah.
And
Well,
it was
it
not.
just,
It was just like it was like
culture in
yes.
general. Even like
I hated it. I didn't really like it, but it was,
Was
just
it
like
just for the looks?
just because it's because everybody else was doing it, but it was never anything I.
Actually
Micah,
liked.
I was the athlete, and so
He didn't smoke.
I might have walked by the smoking area. But
Okay, if everybody wants to believe that.
they weren't always just smoking tobacco in there either. It was one of those things.
Bernadine.
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
What?
Yeah.
No way.
Oh, it's another story for another time.
Yeah.
Next podcast.
Yeah. We won't share all of Greg's dirty laundry on today's podcast.
I don't know if it.
To stay continued.
My dirty laundry.
I know. What about your?
We could go
Mine is-
back and forth.
Yeah.
There's no
There'll be a
doubt.
section of the podcast
Oh, yeah,
just
no,
an
we're
airing
not
out dirty
going-
laundry.
Dirty
Where we
laundry.
have people
Go.
come on just, bashing one person, and then I'll have the other person come on and they
then
can
we
bash
come in
whoever.
And we sprinkle all our.
No. And then, so we dated for 2 years until senior year in high school. And then he one day came to me and said, I think we need to take a break.
That's a,
Hey.
Yeah.
I guess
you don't
it's a
know what you
DA
got till it's
thing.
gone,
Right. You take a break.
That must be a DA
yeah.
thing.
And then, but it was like, so we dated other people our senior year in high school. And I remembered that we both kind of like going, well, okay. Yeah. So that's what we did.
Yeah, but we
So-
never missed a beat on.
We were still very close friends.
Yes.
oh, so like, did your guys' current girlfriend or boyfriend or dates not like it, obviously? Or that wouldn't apply in today's
just-
society.
Because we really didn't
Sure
date a lot of
would
other
not.
people.
No, we just went to dances. When
Yeah.
in high school, you just dance.
yeah.
It was really about him and all his friends. He had all these friends. So you get that. from
Shout out
him.
to all my friends.
Yeah, Greg's friend.
Like father, like son,
Yeah.
has a lot of friends.
Had a lot of friends.
Shout out to Itlo.
And he wanted to
Shout
make
out
sure
to
that he
Itlo.
had time his senior year for those friends.
So what was that one, I don't know what it was. Was that 8-track? Is that what you guys had in your cars back then?
Oh, yeah, an
8-track
8-track.
cassette.
What was that one
No,
8-track?
I had an 8-track.
Yeah, what was that one 8-track that you just listened to on repeat from high school?
Foreigner.
Foreigner?
4 and a 4, yeah.
Both of you guys?
My cassette was probably
Yeah, I was gonna say cassette 8-track.
cassette was probably AC/DC.
I was saying-
I had
Yeah.
some major AC/DC. I had the just the cassette player with the Jensen triaxles in the back of the Dodge Colt. Yeah.
Dodge Colt. That's what you were driving.
Dodge
That's
Colt.
what
And
I
then
was
what were you
driving.
driving? Mustang? Or
On
no?
my 65 Mustang.
So how did you?
I
Did
bought-
Grandpa? You bought it?
No, I worked on the dairy every day
Yeah.
of my life until I was 16 years old. And when I turned 16, and then I showed cattle. So then I got
Oh,
money
yeah,
from
money
the 4-H.
But how much
and
was that?
I paid, I think, almost $1,600 for that. I mean,
Yeah.
I didn't pay
But
much
for the
it.
car.
For the
What-
car.
What year was that, like, compared? So 65?
It was 1978. I bought it.
But that's crazy because you can't you can't even buy a 12-year-old car.
Oh,
I
no.
mean, you can buy a 12-year-old car for
No.
$1,600, but not a Mustang
No,
like that.
no. So I bought that, and it was probably a little much power for me because it's 3-speed on the floor. I really wanted
VA.
Clutch, I mean,
VA, and it was
289.
clutch, and I wanted air conditioning. I just wanted a little bit more like easier.
Luxury.
Yeah. And it was a lot of work. You're just kind of always shifting and yeah, but I drove that thing pretty good. I got a lot of tickets in it.
Foreigner.
Listen to Foreigner. I had my 8-track.
What's that other song? The American Pie song.
Oh, that's no, they're kind of like a 1-track wonder.
One
That's,
hit.
that's
Yeah.
total 70s.
Yeah, that was
60s and
70s.
right there.
Yeah.
And when were you
Bye
guys
Bye
in
American Pie,
When
yeah.
you said you sang that when you were like in second grade?
Second
right?
grade, yeah.
Some long
That-
time ago.
that was a
Yeah.
long time ago. So
Second
that
grade
was-
for her was in the 60s, no doubt.
Oh, I just thought of something to talk about. So when my dad was growing up, his mom and dad loaded up 5 kids and took them on a road trip around the country, right?
Correct.
And
Well,
You digressed really fast.
so
but
I
go
just,
on.
this is like Ben. I started the podcast with Ben, and like within the first couple minutes, I was like, "Oh, I know what I want to talk about." I was like, "Your trip to like Jamaica and everything," because he went on a 6-month mission.
Oh, that's
trip.
right.
And like I've never, as his friend, talked to him in detail about it, and he was telling me all these things that
That's
I've never
true.
heard
Right.
because when he got back, I'm sure everyone was like, "How was your trip?" And at the end of it, you're just like, "It was good." Like,
Right. Yeah.
It was good.
Yeah.
But so, how old were you when you guys like? How did that conversation go? Like, get in the car, we're going, or
No. So we, as a family, were very fortunate because mom and dad were school teachers, of course. And back in the day, school teachers could take a sabbatical. So they get to take a year off.
And got paid.
Yeah. And so they packed the
that
kids
crazy?
up
Yeah.
and we moved to Colorado in a very small town where they went to college together. And that's where they met in the whole 9 yards. And so we got to spend a year there, go to school, integrate in a little small town, whatchamacallit. And then they came up with the idea.
Oh, after
we're gonna-
that,
Yeah, we're going to take a trip from Colorado. We're going to start here in like the summer, and we're going to take you kids across the United States in a camper, and we're going to go see the country.
And
know?
you were how old?
And I was 12 years old at the time.
Oh,
Yeah,
okay.
12. Yeah. So I remember
A
parts
good
and stuff
amount,
like that.
yeah.
Yeah. And we had a little bit of family along the way, but mostly, we were on our own, staying in a camper, going into campgrounds. I mean, it was a great experience. It really was.
Yeah.
And as we've grown older, I've told your mother the very first trip we're taking is, once we retire,
Oh,
is we're
the
going
road
across
trip?
we're
Dude,
going
do
across the
it.
United
Well,
States. So
That's
yeah.
cool.
So,
Yeah.
for me, I never left the United States. I never left California
California.
until I turned 18. My first time
Where'd you go?
I went to Hawaii with my brother Richard, which was an odd match that we went.
Yeah.
And they all thought we were newlyweds. It was the strangest thing. I had the cash and I wanted to go. I can't remember what the deal was. He wanted to go. And so we went together and we went to
You guys
Hawaii.
hung out and everything?
No, we were the only
yeah.
two people we knew. We went on all the tours together. We did all these. That was all we
I
did.
never knew that. That's that's wild.
Yeah.
Shout out to Uncle Rick.
Yeah, there you go.
And we
Oh,
met
that's
a
what
lot
he
of
said.
people.
He was like, "Oh, I heard my name on your podcast because I was like talking about my first car." And then I was like, "Shout out Uncle Richard for Hayden."
Oh, Hayden,
Oh,
yeah. And then, we did that. And so that was the first time out of California. I went to Reno, but you don't count Reno because that's just like right over the border because my aunt.
Even Las Vegas.
State line.
like,
Not
Yeah,
border, state
really,
line.
we were just barely over. And then from there, I didn't go. I went to Hawaii and then I didn't go again
Oh my
until I went
goodness.
to probably Hawaii again.
Mm-hmm.
That's still better than me. I think I was 23 when I left.
Well,
California.
so I was 18. That was Hawaii. And then again, I don't remember the next time, but Colorado. Yeah.
Yeah.
When we went to family reunions.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Mhm.
That was when I kind of started seeing the state. So I'm just now blossoming my tour.
That's funny because it goes into my next question, right? If this is just like
Random.
like a what if, like if money, life, and 3 beautiful children didn't get in your guys' way, or not way, but
Oh,
if life didn't happen so fast, What would your guys' dream careers be?
Where would you be?
Oh, good
Careers
God.
be? Where would you be? Either one.
I always wanted, my one regret in life was never that I moved out of the city of Merced. But I'm kind of coming to the grips.
Now your son's putting Merced on
Set
the
on the
map
map.
with his
And so now I'm really
podcast.
thinking that because, with
Good thing you stayed.
during COVID, family was important. So having everybody close
Yeah.
by really made a difference.
That's my whole thing with, like, I would always love to, I think I would love to move to another state, but then I just
I want
think
my
how
family to
you
go
would
with me.
never, you would never see your family or see your family a couple times a year.
Right. Yeah.
And that's why I'm like,
I think it
people
depends
do
on how
it.
you're raised. I really think in our family, we were connected. I know, I felt like
Close.
we raised everybody to be like connected in some way. And maybe you got that a little bit in you, but career. Well, I was floral designer in my first life. And that's what I wanted to do.
Are you a cat?
So what about your second, third, fourth?
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking. Like, I'm still trying to figure out what I want to be when I grow up. I've told that to people for
Oh, your
years.
passion.
That's like
My passion. It's kind of like if I haven't, I don't have any regrets. I don't wish I was something other than who I am. Other than I wish I was retired and I didn't have to work and I could help out.
every day you're getting closer.
Yeah, right.
No, seriously.
I am. I'm getting
5.5
older every day.
years for me.
What about you, Greg?
So if everything was just lined up and we could have done whatever, I think I would have probably wanted to stay in the skiing industry
yeah.
because I was in skiing, and so that was outdoors. In my, of course, in my early 20s, I thought I could be this professional racquetball player too, and stuff like that.
Trust me, your son was
Right.
following in your footsteps,
Yeah,
destroying Harold and Rafa.
Oh, exactly. Winning the novice championship at the racket club.
While his wife was in labor with his first child.
Yeah. But I think staying in the outdoor stuff and skiing and stuff like that. And if not, really, actually, I was always thinking, man, I should have been a fireman because if I was
Ooh,
a
I could see you doing
fireman,
that.
I'd be retired right now because
4
those
on,
guys,
4 off, like just.
Oh, it'd be a done deal,
He's always liked fire,
You can always become a volunteer fireman.
Yeah, that's true.
Hey, and he's got the
Lindsay,
fire
that's
shirt to go with
Oh
it
yeah,
today.
I'm
Okay.
sorry.
Hey, Grandpa.
He's on fire.
I don't wear this because I like to. I wear this because I'm bringing the heat today with the questions.
It's the Don Rogers
Yeah,
shirt.
this is my grandpa's shirt. It's for those listening, this is a shirt that is completely it's black and in flames, so you can understand why the heat's coming.
Yeah, no, yeah. No.
Speaking of, what were you guys doing at my age of 28 on my birthday?
We were in Reno, Nevada. Oh no, that was a different time. Sorry.
You weren't making me.
Yeah, I was making you there.
23.
28.
28. What were 28? I gave birth to you, and
No, you didn't. You
No,
didn't give
no,
birth to me at like 30.
oh,
30.
wait. I was
So
30.
like you had Nicole was born?
Oh, I had Nicole. I had
Samantha,
Nicole,
Nicole?
4 days. Well, 9 days. No, 6 days before you. No, 9 days before you.
Right.
Before, yeah.
But at
That's
28.
it. 28. I had just given birth.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Dude, I was already 5 years into a printing career. And at 28, still probably had just a little bit of wild side still. She was still
Your
trying to settle me down.
Father was
But I
wild
skiing,
for a long
I was
time.
skiing a
No
lot,
way.
water skiing a lot. I mean, she would
had a lot
let
of
me do
friends
that.
then.
Yeah.
So this was
Yeah.
when Micah was born?
No, Micah
he
wasn't even
there
born
yet.
yet.
Yeah. So
No?
we were.
Oh.
Samantha and Nicole were born.
It was just
Yeah.
Samantha and Nicole.
Yeah.
One
Yeah.
legs, or what's it called? The water skiing with one ski.
Yeah, single skiing.
Single
Yeah,
ski.
slalom slalom skiing. Yeah,
But I want to
slalom
back
skiing.
up a little bit. During his racquetball days, I told Samantha the other
Go
day.
on.
So I'm in labor, but I don't know I'm in labor. And I didn't feel good, firstborn, didn't know what it was like, yada, yada, yada. And so in true Diele fashion, he says, I go, I don't feel good. I don't want to be home alone. Can you stay home? He goes, I'm in a racquetball tournament today. I can't just stay home.
Sounds like something you
And I go, well, he goes, go to my mom's, go to my mom and dad. So I'm over at Sam and Lou, Nana and Papa's and, all day. And there was some function going on, but I don't remember really what it was. I just knew I didn't feel good. And I was around a bunch of people. When you don't feel good, you don't want to
You're
be
not
around
so-
people.
Well, it's probably Papa's
And where is he
birthday or
at?
something.
He's still in his racquetball tournament all day. And so But the good news is,
I won the racquetball tournament.
Oh, yeah.
Right?
No wonder I'm so good at racquetball. I didn't know that you were winning tournaments.
Yes.
Explains why I'm
and
just
I gave
kicking
birth
Roth
the
and
next
Harold's
day
ass.
because of that.
Yeah.
Okay, but your mom's in labor.
Yeah. Yeah. I was going to be fine. He'd make it there.
Did he make it
Right.
there too?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Because she was born the next day.
Yeah.
But still, you know,
Hey,
It was good.
in
listen,
true Diele
he
fashion.
would never have had any of those memories if he would have stayed with you.
Oh.
And then he
What
would
do you
have
mean?
held it on you the rest of your life that I didn't win that racquetball tournament because
pulled
of
me away.
because of you on March
Yeah.
19th.
And because of you, I am somebody. You know, Bernadine.
Yeah.
I am a winner of a racquetball tournament that nobody remembers.
Yeah.
Your
But
mom
we
did.
do on this podcast, and it shall live on forever.
Your mom's setting the bar high. Now I
Yeah.
know.
Yeah. You know, sometimes you got to bite the bullet, Lindsay. You just got to bite the
Gotta
bullet.
go with it.
Yeah.
friends.
You know.
Let Micah
And then
Bite the bullet all the
Into
time
that
for me.
racquetball.
well,
tournament.
and true Diele fashion, they always say it's going to be okay. What? It's all going to be
It'll
fine.
be all right. It'll be fine.
It'll be
Yeah.
fine. It's going to be
It's all
I'll
gonna
be
work
fine.
out.
I'll be fine.
It'll just be fine. But going back to our little, we dated for 8 years, though. So, you know, we didn't just we dated
So,
Oh,
So you
yeah.
get-
3
to know
years in
each
high
other.
school.
2.5 years, 2 years in high school.
We'll round up.
A roundup, okay.
You have
And
to.
then, yeah, you have to round up. And then went to
Up
junior
in-
college. And so we never really got back together again. All of a sudden, he just kept coming over to the house. And so
Mhm.
I remember he was just my friend. And so when he'd come to family functions, this is my friend Greg. It was never my boyfriend. This is just my friend. Right? I'd always introduce him. This is just my friend. He wasn't my boyfriend.
So you guys
Because I
weren't
wasn't
doing
about to
anything
admit he was my boyfriend
at
again.
all during that time. You guys were friends. You guys never did anything. You guys just friends.
We're just friends.
With
Never-
benefits.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay. Yeah. That's
okay,
what we
makes
go.
sense.
Yeah. I was like, what do you mean he's coming over all the time? Just hanging out with you.
Just hanging out. I can't see it at family function.
Yeah, just my friend. But I wasn't about to admit that. I don't know what there's like a level of, we never just figured it out.
And so, and how many years have
Yeah,
we
so what-
just been hanging out?
Well, how long was that?
We've been together 42? 3. 43
You were
years.
just
In
friends for
total,
how
but so
long?
long have you
43.
been married?
35.
But friends for how long?
Wow.
About eight more years onto that.
Add 8 years to that.
What time? When were you guys back to being? This is my boyfriend, Greg.
I think when I moved to Fresno. So I went to Fresno
Yeah.
State for a
Oh.
year.
Uh-huh.
I don't even know if it was a whole year.
So you
I
had to
had
make
my own
sure you
issues.
were
So I transferred to
his
Fresno State
girl.
from Merced College. It was really, I was struggling with a lot of different things going on in my life. And then a lot of learning disability things that I didn't know was going on, dyslexia and stuff. And so I ended up coming back home, but I think it was during that time. I think we decided that because I was gone, his heart grew fonder.
Mhm.
I have some pretty good letters still around someplace.
Oh, yeah, letters. I have, yeah. He used to
In
write
your
me
hope
letters.
chest, probably.
Yeah, she's still. And hope chest that yours truly made.
Well, hey,
Yeah.
look at this is yours right
Oh,
here.
there you go.
Oh,
Yeah.
look at that.
We got
And I made
Greg
Mr.
made this
Wagner.
nightstand that's
Yeah.
holding this audio interface, making this podcast possible.
It-
This
Great.
this podcast is sponsored by Greg's nightstand.
That's right. Golf clap there. Golf clap. Golf clap. Yeah, very nice.
And then, yeah, and
Made
then he,
that in high school. Wasn't
so
Mr.
he
Wagner
made a
either.
senior year. We weren't dating. We broke up, and we weren't dating. So he brings home
yeah.
this hope chest. So he had started a hope chest. You know, it's about this big, and it has a big chest,
Yeah.
and you know, it looks like made out of oak. It's,
Cedar.
Cedar,
Cedar
oh.
on two sides, and then
and it's very anyway, it's big. Brought it home, and his mom goes, poor Nana, oh, that's really nice. I think she thought it was for her.
Aw.
And then what did she say?
oh, I don't even remember what she said.
And he was like, Mom, I made it. I'm giving it to Bernadine. Oh, I just remember.
I still remember this day carrying it into the house.
I know.
And your dad kind of going, whoa, what is this? You know, like
Because usually if somebody give you a hope chest, they're hoping for the future. They're not a big
Where's
deal
my hope
now.
chest?
Yeah. And then you would buy things for your hoping for your future. So at Christmas
You put
time, grandma
stuff
would
in.
give me a place setting and it would go into my hope chest. And it would, you know, like towels. They would go in my hope chest.
Like memories or no?
Like to use for your future.
For your future. You're hoping for your future.
When you use it.
And now it holds my memories.
I don't want you to use this stuff now, but I got it for you. In 20 years, you should start using this.
Greg's like,
when everything's out of fashion.
Yeah, because there's stuff that's out of fashion. Oh, man.
Taking out quilts that are like, oh, cool.
I got a few of those in there,
I think I'm going to buy something that makes my room like cohesive, make it match.
And Nana goes, anyway, you said he made it for me.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
A little disappointed, Nana was.
Yeah, Nana was. Okay, back up just a little bit. And so when I had Nana as a PE teacher, and I wasn't the best PE student. I was not.
She was coming from a country school, right?
We didn't have to dress out.
These
we didn't
kids
have to
never dress out.
So we went to McSwain. Did you dress out when you went to McSwain?
No,
right?
No.
Okay.
So let me set the forte in the city schools, right? I mean, full dress out, Rivera
too. We
dress
switch out,
take showers, the whole 9 yards. You know what I mean?
The showers were still in there, but we would have to change in and then change out.
Yeah. And
And so we didn't. I never had to do that. And so coming to high school, all of a sudden. In high school, it was like the PE teacher had the clipboard. You got to get naked. You got to go shower, and I'm going to take your. I'm gonna marking off all the girls, and then and then you go back again, and that was not my.
It was weird.
It was just weird. It was just so awkward for me.
New.
So I was not a very nice person because I didn't want to do it.
So what would
I didn't want to dress out.
Little feisty,
I was
sassy.
A little feisty, and so Mrs. Diele was my PE teacher.
Mm.
And so then he brings me home.
See, I never knew there was a backstory of why Nana might not have been fond of you in the beginning. So now I'm learning that there is a little backstory.
Shout out to Nana.
Shout out to Nana.
She's I love her to death now.
Yeah.
But
she loves you.
She was your typical PE teacher.
They're hard asses.
They have to be because there were some bad people.
She came from the 60s
you're dealing
70s,
with high schoolers and having hormones and they're supposed to run around with you and you have to like yell at them to make them run the way you want them to.
Oh yeah, no. And I probably didn't know how to play half the stuff because I came from McSwain. But anyway, so he brings me home to meet his mom and dad. And I remember going, Mom, this is, they called me Bernie. I was Bernie all through high school, elementary and high school, I think almost like
and
6th grade.
I got reborn with my friends.
Yeah. Christian. Shout out to Christian. And Nana says, what did you say? You said, do you remember?
No.
Oh, you don't remember? I remember very vividly.
Yeah, I'm glad
She
you
goes,
did.
this is Bernie. And she goes, yeah, I know her. Kind of like
How
that.
did you feel when you went over to his house and you're like, man,
like,
both of these people are teachers at our school?
Yeah, I know. I was like, oh.
Were you nervous?
I was very nervous because I wasn't a nice person when I was in her class.
Thinking back to everything you said.
Oh, yeah.
What'd you say?
I don't even remember, but it wasn't very good. I just remember it wasn't nice. I think I just talked back.
Yeah, I've done that with teachers.
Yeah.
Some of them.
I probably was a little
Some of 'em-
sarcastic too,
That's me.
Okay, right?
That's definitely me.
Yeah, that's just,
And I didn't do that as much because I had
Your
two
parents,
teachers
yeah.
and I went to the same high school that day. He taught at.
Alrighty. What's the most memorable thing, either good or bad, or good and bad, that I've done as a child?
All right. While you're thinking, I'll go.
Go ahead.
I got it.
Sure.
So I know you're 3 years old. A couple of them, but two of them stand out. You're 3. 2 things happened when you were 3. The strangest thing, but one time, I told your sister Samantha, who was 5 years older than you, right? You were 3. She was 8. You guys were watching TV. I'm gonna go take a shower. It should be fine. I have no problems. You guys were old enough to lock you in the house. I come back and I smell burnt. I smell like a match burning. Like, what in the heck? We had those long fireplace matches, thing.
Oh, yeah.
And
yeah.
Micah had taken and flicked them on our fabric recliner and burnt 3 holes into, and he's just sitting there going,
Fire.
I don't know. Do you remember doing that?
No, I don't remember that at all. I have no memory of it. But I mean, a pretty smart kid, huh?
Yeah. So, and then about that age, maybe a little before that age, you took a golf club to Dad's golf club, really long golf club, to the
One of the cars. Huh?
to the car, my car in the garage, and you were swinging it, wham, wham, into the car. And then, and you were just busy. You're a boy, girls that could take, but you were just like always doing something. And then another time, so this is my third time. There's 3. So the other time was you're about 3 years old. Everybody's playing in the backyard, and we had all these big trees and all the kids, and the Voruses were all over, and everybody's playing, and you were being walked by Simba, the dog. Yeah. And so, on a leash, and Simba was a big lab, old, and the dog was just walking you. And the whole thing was got to keep the garage door closed. So no,
that's like when I ran away. Is that
yeah, so you ran away.
It's not that I was walking him. I remember specifically like being upset because I don't know.
At 3 years old.
No, I remember I was mad at somebody for something. And then I wanted to walk. I remember wanting to run away.
So you took.
I remember being mad and walking. I remember that.
Was a different time. You packed your bag that time.
This was a whole separate.
This is a whole separate. And you packed your bag and you were walking to town. That was the time you walked and checked your bags and you were going to leave. This time you were just the dog. You were just playing with the dog and you were small enough. 2.5, maybe 3 years old. Maybe if that. And the dog was walking you, along the. And then you walked you across the street, through the orchard, to the other street. And then I come outside, everybody's playing. So we lock you into the backyard, should be fine, right? No one's seen you. You're not there. And then I'm calling Cindy, my neighbor, and she's, anyway. And so then I'm kind of getting in my car and Cindy goes, I saw him walking through with the dog. I was like, why?
Question, Cindy, why did you let me at 3 years old walk with a dog, but you took away my keys at 17?
Shout out to Cindy.
Shout out to Cindy.
And so then I had to get in my car and I'm starting up and down the streets, looking for him, yelling for Simba the dog and looking for you. And then, Is
that when I was on someone's front porch?
Yes.
With a glass of water?
Yes. So then I went down Dutra Court and then then Simba starts running. And then right there outside of somebody's house, you're sitting on, I'll never forget, it's a big white wicker little couch. And you're just sitting there with your little water.
I literally remember knocking on the person's door.
Yeah, you were
and
lost.
then they were like, "What?" And they're like, "What are you doing?" I'm just, "Can I have some water?" That's literally what I asked them. I was like,
"I need some water."
And I'm pretty sure they're probably like, "Hey, sit here. Somebody's gonna
come looking for you." Anyway, those are my memories. You go. Sorry.
Your mom had 3 right off.
Yeah, I'm sorry. They were
really quick.
Shoot. I think Micah was a better athlete than I think he wanted to give himself credit for.
I knew that was
and I always thought he was at that level too, And
he was a good athlete.
He was. Good little baseball player. And I remember forcing him, basically, poor kid, man, forcing him to play 2 different leagues in one summer.
Yeah.
And
it was the death of me. I remember that.
Oh man. And I knew it was a bad deal because I would have to, we'd literally finish a game
and then
we went to McSwain to go play. And poor kid was
back-to-back practices.
Just crying. And
and
I had to calm him down. And then the other coaches, who I'm coaching with is going, is he going to be okay? And I'm going, yeah, he'll be all right. He was
emotional.
I had to calm him down. And sure enough, though, the kid would go out there, play probably better than anybody. You know what I mean? He had this great little left-handed swing that yours truly helped teach him. Yeah. And
just button all the time.
But he made contact a lot. And that was the thing with Micah. He made a lot of contact. And I think I remember your showing pig days and stuff. And
back up to that baseball thing. And then he goes into high school and you had a choice. You had in our house, you had to
you had to be busy.
You had to be busy enough to do something. So you had to pick a sport and you had to be involved in something. And so he comes to me one day and he goes, I don't know how to tell you this. I don't want to play baseball. I go, you don't have to tell me. You got to tell him. I don't care what you have to do something, but I don't care what you do, but you got to tell him.
Which I was okay.
He really had it in his heart.
Yeah.
Yeah, but to be fair, like by like senior year, I was like, man, I probably should have just played baseball.
Right?
But
Hindsight's 2020.
whatever. I'm better at golf than
Yeah.
I would be if I didn't.
I thought the two sports that you picked
Yeah,
were
so
great.
you had to pick.
Water polo and golf.
Yeah, because you had to do something.
Do something.
Yeah. It's either that or regular PE, right?
No, yeah, no one wanted to do.
worst.
Is
And
that
you
what you did,
actually
Lindsay?
you were actually a
Yes.
good goalie. You had,
Oh, yeah.
you had
Yeah.
that
Oh,
arm
yeah.
spread. They liked you, you know?
Senior year, I was like, listen, I don't want to swim, so if I can do something that doesn't involve me swimming that much, I'm going to choose goalie. So yeah, I'll do it. Or you like that position? I was like, yeah, I like it better than having to swim. Like,
I'll tread a little water.
I can do that.
definitely wasn't like the strongest goalie in the sense of like treading water. Like other
Right.
goalies could get up like super high. I was just, I don't know. I think
You had the
think you
wingspan,
did,
I think.
yeah.
no, yeah, I
Your
was
arms are
definitely good
long.
enough to where. Yeah, no,
You
never
won
mind.
some games.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. Yeah. You did
Yeah.
I remember being clutch in a few scenarios.
Yes. Yes. And I remember him well. Yeah.
Yeah.
We got a chance to watch a lot of games.
Oh, I loved water polo.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Good
It
times.
was all good. Yeah. Those are my favorite seasons.
And then how did my name come to be? How did
Oh,
Micah?
this is a
Yeah.
story. That's
I
a
thought
good
it'd be a good one.
story. That's
It
a
is,
good
yeah.
one.
I'll let Bernadine start this one off. So
Well, we had two girls, and I kind of named them. We kind of named them. We knew they were going to be girls. Did the sonogram. I had some placenta. I had some like reasons why I had to have sonograms because back in the day they only give you sonograms if they thought something was wrong. So nowadays you can get a sonogram.
Oh, just to see your baby.
Yeah, just to see the baby. But back then it was like, oh, it had to be medical reasons. So I had some medical issues going on with both of them. And so anyway, so I knew they were going to be girls, and I always liked the name Samantha, Sam, Samantha, family name, you know, that kind of
Mhm.
went along with the Diele's. And of course, a lot of her friends all call her Sam. Nicole, honestly, I came up to that name because I know you didn't ask, but I'm going to tell you anyway. Because it was a doll in a book, I think. It was just, you know, Nicole.
Sounded good.
Pretty.
Sounded good. Years later, we found out through genealogy that his great-grandfather's name was Nicola. And if I would have known,
Or like Nicola.
it's maybe it was
Nicola.
Nicola.
Yeah.
But I loved that. So it really
Happened to
technically
be, yeah.
happened to be. I
That's
could have
crazy.
maybe, yeah, it was kind of crazy. So then we knew you were going to be a boy.
I remember real quick though. I remember finding out that we were having a boy, and she had just gotten done with the sonogram and stuff like that. We were together, and I remember going out to the car, and she had her car, and I had mine. But
What cars were they at the time?
she was probably driving
The
the
Bonneville.
van.
No, I had a Bonneville. It was a red Buick, right?
Yeah, Pontiac.
Pontiac Buick.
Pontiac Bonneville. Yeah,
Oh,
it was a nice car. It was a nice car. I like that car.
And what did you have?
Probably driving around the Ranger.
You had
Not
the
the
Ranger?
one that
Ford
you had, but
Ranger.
yeah, I had a Ford Ranger.
Oh.
Yeah.
that I
Like
bought.
father, like son.
red and white
Yeah.
Ford Ranger. Yeah.
But I just remember.
Oh, I vaguely remember that,
Yeah,
right?
he had it for a long time.
I remember
Yeah.
for a while.
Drove that,
Bench
yeah.
seat and everything
Yep.
too, right?
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
Okay, I remember.
But I remember just going out to the car and just looking at her, and I was very excited, man. I was like, right on. We're having a boy, man. You know, I'm thinking, yeah, I came through. We're having a boy. Yeah.
Oh, like
And
it's something
at
to
this
do
time,
with it.
at this time, there was only like 15 girl cousins, or like
and the
10 girl
Diele's,
cousins.
yeah.
All girl. Yeah.
They were
Yeah, so the
all
Diele
girls.
side of our family, the first like 10 children that were grandchildren born were all, or nieces and nephews were
Real
all
close.
girls.
Yeah.
And so it wasn't until me and my cousin Austin were born
Yeah,
that the boys
Austin was
came.
the first
The
boy
boys
by a
started.
month.
By a month, yeah. So
Yeah.
both at
Yeah.
one time.
Yeah, and then came you the month later. But anyway,
Anyway, back to the naming story.
so we talked and we went through all the baby book, blah blah blah, and I think we narrowed down this like Justin and Jared.
Mhm.
Were these two names? I have stuff still in the baby book, your baby book, and that say Jared, baby Jared, or baby Justin. And I look at you now and I think, God, no.
No.
It's like those kids when you were going to school, the Justins and Jared, the Justins were just like awful kids. They were troublemakers.
If your name is Justin,
I'm sorry, but
Sorry for dropping names here.
yeah, but
it's like a Karen now.
yes, Justin is like Karen now. And poor Karens. I love,
Shout out to no, that's Carol. I was like, shout out to Carol.
Not
Carol's
Carol's
cool.
cool.
Carol.
I did get Carol.
And so anyway, so I went into labor. I had told him, you get to choose the final decision of deciding the name, Justin or Jared, right? So I give birth, long, hard labor, blah, blah, blah. And the doctor says, oh, it's a boy. What's his name? And I look at him as I'm laying down the gurney back in the days. And I said, what's his name?
And I said, Micah Bryan.
And I just almost like passed out and fell over going, where in the hell does that come from? So I'm on the delivery table and he's like, we're having this major conversation. Where'd you get that name? How'd you come up with that name? So it was like all deterred from the name.
Yeah. And you were basically, I like the name, but our pastor at the time had a son named Micah. And big kid, tall athlete and stuff like that. But I just really
Baseball player.
Yeah,
everything he wanted you to be.
Yeah. But I just really liked the name, And then I would look it up in the Bible, and Micah is for he who is like the Lord, And I thought, this is a good one.
One who is like God.
Yeah. See, you even
It's
know because you've looked at
It is a beautiful name.
Yeah.
But how come you kept it a secret? That's what I just don't
Until
ever
the
get
day-
it.
He was probably pondering it.
Well, I wasn't.
Dailies are
I-
analytical thinkers. They take forever to make decisions sometimes.
But I was afraid there was just going to be too much, uproar among the sisters, and.
Oh, you traumatized our kids. We brought
What
Micah
happened
home.
when we brought Micah home?
Poor Nicole goes, where's Justin? I go, this is baby Micah. And where's Justin? They're like, what do we do with the kid? What happened to Justin?
They probably really thought something.
Jared.
They really thought something
like-
happened to the baby.
Like, would you switch the babies at birth? That poor the 2-year-old was like, 3-year-old was traumatized. Poor Nicole.
They just got rid of him.
I mean, at least Samantha was a little older and to understand, no, we just changed his name. And Nicole's over here going, where's baby Jared?
No wonder she fed you so.
Oh, that's something I need to get her on and talk about that.
Oh, yeah, she's got some. I'm sure she has a few
Got some
stories there.
explaining to do.
Yeah. My one thing, though, when you were a child that I do regret is I locked you in the car and it was really hot at the mall.
I don't know if you want to say that.
I never knew anything about this, folks.
I had borrowed Papa's car.
Oh, that's when the people came?
The
Or no?
police came. That's who the people were. I'd borrowed Papa's car because I was getting my oil changed or something like that. Long story short, I have 3 kids. I get everybody out, put him in a stroller. We're going to go into the mall. I don't even remember why. And I threw the keys, which I thought was into the diaper bag. And it was a self-locking car or something. I get everybody out but you. And I can't get you out. And so it's hot. So we don't have cell phones. You're flagging somebody down in the parking lot to call 911. It was like July or something. It was really hot.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
No wonder you're
That
a
was my-
5-year-old.
Yeah, they're fire.
Oh, also, been meaning to tell you, me and Lindsay are having, for the people signing our marriage certificate, we're having our moms. So you'll be the one signing the marriage
Yes.
certificate.
Wow.
Thank you.
We wanted people that are going to be in our lives forever
Aw.
to mean something on our certificate.
Cheers.
Cheers.
Oh.
Cheers to that.
To the almost newlyweds.
Yeah.
Okay. No,
So
not even.
besides your whole don't get a TV in the bedroom advice for
I knew
marriage,
that was coming.
I just wanted to get that one out of the way because just
That
letting
is
you
my
know,
typical.
That's their typical tip is just don't put a TV in the bedroom. That's meant for you guys. Or
Mm-hmm.
so what other advice would you give me and Lindsay?
Okay, let me ponder this for a second.
Well, there's the old saying, lots of give and take, and a lot more times, Micah, you're going to have to take it. You know what I mean?
What are you talking about?
If things are going to go smooth in the house, you just gotta keep it okay. You're
Brady's
right.
like, wait,
it's
what do you
hard.
mean?
Yeah,
It's hard.
I
It is
already
very
do that. I just
difficult.
walk away. I'm like, whatever.
Yeah, it's very
Yeah.
difficult
You
to
can have this.
always agree because I don't.
But as you
always
age,
now-
I'll tell
yeah.
you what, you're going to get a voice and you're going to want your
Yeah.
opinion matters because
And
as he's
then-
gotten older, his
and
opinion matters.
Sometimes you have to spin back around and go, dang it, she's right. It just pisses me off. But,
Why does that piss you off so much?
it doesn't really piss me off. It just, once again.
Well, you don't want to. No one likes to be proven wrong.
Yeah, exactly. So it's just like, oh, man.
Like even if you get like a question wrong.
Yeah, I know. I don't
But
either.
the thing with your mother is, most of the time she just keeps thinking, I'm right here. I'm right here. But it's good, though. No.
Okay, so
we got it.
I know. No. There's
Go on.
the thing about Rogers or whatever that cosmetic makeup inside me, and you probably feel it too, Micah. If you don't know, if something is broke, you're going to try to fix it, and you're just going to keep playing with it, and you're going to fix it, and you're going to research it, you're going to figure it out, you're going to try to work on it, and then eventually you're going to get it to work.
Mm-hmm.
Do you feel like you kind of mull over those kinds of things? No.
Yes and no. I mean, I feel like technology-wise, sometimes, but sometimes I'm just like, it's over me.
Oh, okay. So I will stick with it and I'll fix it. But anyway, that's not
Advice.
Oh, advice. Thank you. Bring me back.
Bring me back.
Bring me back. Advice would be Lindsay. There will be times where marriage isn't perfect, by no means, and sometimes you're going to have to forgive and move on, and you can only forgive one major event in your life. So whatever that major event in your marriage is, you can only forgive it once. You can't forgive twice. Whatever that is, whatever that looks like, whether it's financially or emotionally or whatever, just one time. But do give the opportunity for forgiveness, whatever that looks like. And Micah, for advice for you is to
grow up and stop having a podcast. I'm just kidding.
Put your soon-to-be wife in front of your 12 friends.
Jesus.
Don't worry, they're coming over tomorrow.
One by one.
Know where your line lies, where your ally lies. But no, forgiveness is huge because you'll have disagreements, and if you can't just agree to disagree, and there's not a winner, I think that's it.
Yeah, and try not. This one was hard. I think for me is to not go to sleep at night and be mad at one another. You know what I mean? You just got to kind of like solve it right then. It may not be the most.
Don't go to mad.
Yeah, it may not be the most amicable, come together type of thing, but it really does. It just then it'll set the tone, and then you won't get no good sleep, and then the next morning rolls around. And I will give this to your mother that she's a very forgiving person. You know what I mean? And she will,
There's strong eye contact going on for those listening.
Yeah, I'm trying to figure out where he's going with this.
And I do.
That you are the love of his life.
Oh,
That's where he was going with it.
Yeah, keep it up. Yeah. I do have one other thing.
Spit it.
I know, but damn it, I forgot it because you said something. I know.
My fault.
I know. It was another. I went, go on.
Come back to it? No?
Come back.
CRF.
All right. Well, speaking of loves, what were you guys' celebrity crushes growing up?
David Cassidy.
Dang, that was fast.
Who is that?
The Partridge Family.
Oh, I think you have a record of that.
I have a record, and then I had the lunchbox.
Can you pull a picture up?
The Partridge.
We'll put him right there.
The Partridge Family. Yeah,
I want to see
David Cassidy was his name, but he was on the
David Cassidy.
Yeah, the Partridge Family was a.
I had hair like him.
Oh yeah, you did. So we'll put a picture right here of David Cassidy, and then a picture right here of Greg. And you can see the similarities.
What was yours, Greg?
Probably like every young man growing up in the 70s and 80s was
Can I guess?
Who's?
Farrah Fawcett.
Farrah Fawcett. I mean, the iconic,
the hair,
the iconic.
And so right here, we're going to put a picture up of Farrah Fawcett and then a picture up of Bernadine.
Good God, I'm not Farrah Fawcett.
No, but your hair was all crazy like that.
I did have crazy hair.
It was all
very little.
Poofy hair, yeah.
I had
Yeah,
hair.
it
That
is
was when
that.
I had hair.
You guys both found the average Joe of.
Yeah. Yeah. I got the average David Cassidy.
But are these people still alive?
No.
Farrah
Farrah
Fawcett's
Fawcett's gone.
Oh,
And
Yeah,
I
David
think
Cassidy passed.
He's
too.
passed away too.
Yeah.
Nope, they're gone. Yeah, we're
not
old.
shout out R.I.P. though.
Yeah.
R.I.P. Farrah Fawcett, David
Yeah.
Cassidy.
Yeah.
Verify.
Yeah, no.
My
no,
parents were
no.
just checking you guys out
So,
hardcore.
I have a question for you.
Yeah,
What
there
is
we go.
what is your great memory growing up?
That's a
like,
good question.
you know,
I always tell people they can ask me questions and no one ever does.
Well,
but now that you put me in this situation,
this is really
I don't
awkward.
know.
It's hard now. You know how it
Yeah,
feels.
now I know how it feels. I'm just the one with all the questions normally.
I know. So
My favorite
like,
memory growing up? I don't know about my
It
favorite.
could be good or bad, you know, or a memory. How's that?
I don't know. I just remember right now I'm thinking about like food. Like we always sit outside. We'd always
Oh,
sit
you eat
outside in the back
outside. I love to sit
patio.
outside in the
We'd
back
sit
patio, eat dinner.
outside, but we'd always have like the same foods growing up. So like we'd always have artichokes all the time.
Oh, it's summertime. Yeah.
Then we'd have Chinese chicken salad
Yeah,
all the time.
Summertime.
And then we'd have.
I think that was when the girls had kind of grown up too. It was
Just
that was when
us
you
at
were
home.
older. Yeah, that was you. That
It
was
probably
just the
like
three
things
of
that I
us.
like too. So you're like, well, just cook this for him.
Yeah,
Aw.
that was just the three
And
of
then
us.
I
think.
remember tri-tips just like drenched in Montreal seasoning
Yeah.
everywhere. Those are like the three things that I remember.
food.
But then I don't know. I remember like random things like me getting a rooster and you being like, "Yeah, you
Oh,
could get a
yeah.
rooster."
Yeah.
And
Till it
then
picked his
me,
eye out.
yeah. Well, then me like also thinking the rooster was
Was a
gonna
pet.
be. Well, it was a pet, and it was really nice when the lady had him, but we kept him in a cage. And he was just not nice afterwards. But I would like put him on my shoulder and then I peck my eye out. And then I remember at one point like I hated that guy so much that I remember I fed it chicken. I was like, I know that's pretty cannibalistic, you know.
Oh, just to be to the chicken.
But it ate it like whatever.
Eat your own kind.
And then
It's
my
on
grandpa
you.
found a home for it, which
Yeah, that's
may or may not have been for
Yeah, may-
illegal
Yeah.
participation. It probably was kicking some ass in there.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean,
That-
got fed.
Then I
chicken.
remember turtles. I had a lot of turtles growing up.
turtles.
I remember climbing the trees all the time in the backyards. I would climb up the redwood trees like 40, 50 feet. I remember. I'd climb up those really high.
You had
In
a
just the
fun-
backyard nonstop.
It was great. It was
Always
a great
just having
backyard.
forts and everything.
Yeah,
anytime.
it was a great backyard.
A whole bunch of bunnies.
Yeah, we had we had rabbits, pigs, dogs, bunnies,
Turtles,
turtles,
rooster.
cockatoo.
When I was in
Yeah,
kindergarten,
we did,
we took the
yeah.
class pet home and killed it, the hermit crab, right?
I didn't kill it.
No, but it just died. I
Yeah.
remember I woke up one
Wasn't
day
it
and it
a
died.
rabbit Too? No.
No.
someone
Oh,
was watching
no,
her
that
rabbit.
was-
Nicole.
No, yeah, that was that's a
his
very
dog.
memorable story. Is when so our dog Hasso, shout out to Hasso, but
R.I.P.
Rest in
dog.
peace. Yeah.
yeah, I went out with a bang. We don't go there, but
Yeah,
but
I have his ashes.
Nicole was babysitting or house sitting a rabbit, but they just gave it to her. It was like, oh, watch it at your house. And this girl named Ashley, and so my sister was watching the rabbit, and of course, like it got out, and then our dog, who's a hunting dog, happened to bite it and kill it.
Kill it.
So imagine
Bite it.
like a
No.
13-year-old, 12-year-old having to go to like another 12-year-old, be
Nicole
like,
was traumatic.
hey,
and she was just like screaming.
my dog murdered your rabbit. Like, I know you told me to watch it, but I
Oh
killed
my
it.
It's somebody's pet.
Yeah.
I mean, how
Yeah.
traumatic for
That's-
that little girl.
I ran into that
That's
same
it.
girl.
Oh, Ashley?
Ashley, yeah. I ran into her at Starbucks one time. Like years after the last time I seen her.
And
I
she
didn't see her in high
remembered
school. No, I was like, hey, do you remember me? And she was just like, no. I was
Oh,
like,
She
really?
blocked it out.
and I was
It
like,
a bad memory.
my name is Micah. We went through like K through 8 together, and she was just like, I don't know who you are. I was like, what
My
are you
sister
talking
killed a
about?
rabbit.
I know. As soon as she
Oh
walked
my
away, I was like,
gosh.
that would have been a good memory to remind
Yeah,
her.
my
Like,
sister killed your rabbit.
My dog also. No.
yeah, but
You don't remember me, but you might remember
I thought it was
Hasso.
Simba.
that I remember walking in the backyard. I'd always walk where Hasso and Simba's area was barefoot, and always get like
Goat
the
heads.
goat
Ayo
heads.
heads. And then another memory growing up is my sister Nicole would
Nicole, shout out to Nicole.
shout out to Nicole, Samantha too, but Nicole would
Nicole was more mischievous and
Yeah.
did these
She
things.
was.
she so she'd play with me while I was in the bath when I was little,
yeah.
or that's what my parents thought she was doing. Is just like sitting in the bath.
Put the two in the bathtub together and get them ready. Yeah.
And so what she would do is like you'd have bath toys and they're different sized cups, and she would put water in the cups and she'd act like my bartender, and she'd like, oh, let me put a pump of shampoo, some soap in it. Let me put some conditioner in it, mix it together. Here we go. And she knew that I would drink it because I was a freaking child. Like, I was like, okay, this is a game we're playing. And then like, and I remember the thing is like, I don't know how much I did this. Like, I don't know how often.
Maybe you would have been smart if you didn't drink so much shampoo as a child.
Exactly.
She's like, this is for Jared.
She was like, this is for
Micah.
this is for what you did to Jared.
Yeah, see.
Exactly though. But yeah, and I would drink it, and then I think it ended when I remember one time she put like a little too many pumps of into it, squirts of it. Yeah, and I chugged it, and it was probably after I chugged a couple of them, and then I just threw up all over the bathroom floor.
I remember that.
Oh.
Yeah, no.
Poison.
Nicole, you're lucky Micah's still
and
around
here's
today.
another memory. It's not even when I was a child. It's like when I was older. So I had like a history of sleepwalking in general.
Oh, I was going to mention that.
Yeah.
I was going to save that for Nicole.
Yeah, so I have a history of sleepwalking, and this
History,
one time,
meaning lots of histories.
yeah. So this one time in high school too, I remember I didn't feel that good. I was at Bible study or something.
You came home from Mexico.
I came home from Mexico, and then I was really tired, and I was like, I'm just gonna go to bed. So I went to bed at like it was like 4 or 5 o'clock, something like that. And I went to bed. And then, I don't know, the night goes by and I wake up in the morning, and then my mom wakes me up, and she's like, hey, you okay? And I'm like, yeah, I'm okay. And she's like, do you remember what you did? And then I was just like stopped, and I was just like thinking, and I was like, did I pee in the trash can? It's just like randomly like vivid memory. And she was just like, yeah, you peed in the trash can.
You thought it was a twin basin.
Yeah. Nicole's sitting at the table, and we had one of those like waving motion trash cans. And Micah walks behind her in the kitchen, waves his hand, pees in the trash can, and she goes, Micah, what are you doing? And we're the neighbors across the street, and Nicole's calling me, your son just peed in the trash can. And then he turns around and he walks right back to bed.
Like nothing happened.
Like nothing happened. Nothing at all. You know. But no, it was a great you having 3 kids, having you 3, you guys were great growing up, and you know, just a blessing, you know. Wasn't always easy.
I'm sure it wasn't.
3 kids. Nicole, shout out to you, because I don't know how you do it sometimes.
4.
With 4. 4 is a lot.
Yeah, me and Mike are just like, this is a lot.
He wanted a 4th child, and I said,
she said, you stay away from me.
I don't know. I was already mentally, my ADD.
Micah put her over the top.
My
Did you,
ADD could not handle another child.
How many kids at first before you had kids did you think you were going to have?
Was it 2?
Oh, yeah. See.
So Micah,
did you want boys or did you want girls? Or you wanted
I
boy,
didn't even
girl?
care. It wasn't even a
Have
thing.
kids.
Micah was a surprise all the way. He's been a surprise. Yeah.
That's cute.
He's a birth control baby.
Yep. An accident,
Shout out to
aka.
the birth control.
All right, with that though,
Sorry,
we're wrapping up on time. So, Mom, Dad, thank you so much for being here. I appreciate it so much. Appreciate you raising me into the man that I am.
We are
And
very
so,
proud
of course, I had to have you guys on.
Or your
And
birthday
any
podcast.
last shout outs?
No, this has been fun and interesting. Shout out to you, because you've done a great job.
Thank
We're
you,
very
thank
proud
The
of you.
Diele family, the Rogers family, Lord, we just
And all his friends.
and all my friends.
There we go.
There
All
we
right, you
go.
guys. Real Talk, episode 19. 18. I don't know. Who knows what episode it is, you guys? Thanks again, once again. This is it. Real Talk and whatnot.
Real talk. That's what it is.
Real talk.